Okay. Sorry about that. I am back, the Nagraj. I am on 3 minutes and 51 seconds. What are you on?
3 minutes and 51 seconds. Okay, I am just at 3 seconds, so I will fast forward it to
Oh,
3 minutes 51.
all right.
I,
No, that's all right. I can restart. I probably should restart. Restart from the beginning. Yes, let's do that. Okay, I am at 4 seconds now, and I guess going. So
yes, I am at,
about the same, right?
yeah.
So we got. I'm really sorry about that, guys. I had this very weird thing happen where my clumsy finger accidentally dragged one of the scenes from OBS into another scene, and then it just disappeared. So I couldn't click on it again. So I'd accidentally dragged the game scene that I have, which captures, just the game and the audio output from the Nagraj and I talking, and and I dragged it into the overlay scene, so I couldn't get back to the game scene to show the game on the full screen. I could only do it from the overlay. And then while trying to undo it, I accidentally dragged the overlay scene into the opening, or I think the opening scene. So then I couldn't do anything but be on standby, or be in the opening, or be in the closing. So I couldn't even show the game at that point. But here we are. We're casting Alchemy League Season 9. We are using Hyperrandom for this season of the league. It's a good, well-established map. We need a little bit of breathing room to spool up some custom map projects, I should say. We've got the Nagraj with us. He is a player in our league. He is new to us since Alchemy League Season 7, and he is from India. And we're excited to have him here today helping us cast these sets. Thank you, Nagraj.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me again.
Okay, so what do you do if you are Malay against Hindustanis? Well, I think the Hindustanis are going to like seeing this map. Now they have, where's their scout? Their scout was some umbrella dude, right? Did you see the
Yeah,
scout earlier? Did you find the scout? I think J Skills has his scout up here. Yeah, it is a. Oh, perfect. We have just the right co-caster. Can you pronounce that, Nagraj?
yeah. So it's Uday Aditya Valman, one. The scout name is that, and
Okay.
it does not seem to have any attack or anything, so it will be just a scout. And I think they are going to, like, for Malay versus Hindustani, Malay will try to pressure with man at arms and archers and try to control the front part of the town centers
Mm-hmm.
for because of the hillside. It controls lot of resources, gold, stone, everything is there.
Mm-hmm.
Also, they have a hunt near, like Metal Mania has a hunt near that as well. So controlling that part also gives access to a lot of resources for him.
Mm-hmm. That's a
So
good point. Each of these peacocks has 99 food in it. And for Metal Mania, his peacocks and to an extent his berries are both forward. So we can see that Metal
yeah,
Mania has actually milled his peacocks first before the berries. They actually both did, which is smart because peacock meat collects faster than berry meat does. Um, so they're gonna. But Metal Mania, if J Skills is fast enough, he could maybe get here with some man at arms, or not man at arms, but militia, and he could be super annoying to Metal Mania.
yeah, he can be super annoying as well as he can deny a lot of resources. He can push towards his base and get a lot of map control and keep it in keep him back in his base. Like Metal Mania can go back to his base. He cannot wall much because of the generation. Like this generation is not much wallable from the front side. He can
Mm-hmm.
wall back side, but not from the front side. So I think he should be more of an aggressive player.
Yeah, that's a good point. The map is not really that easy to wall at all. I mean, you could wall this, but it's like classic Arabia. It's kind of hard to wall these days. So let's see. It looks like Metal Mania has Feudal Age queued up. J Skills just finished Loom. J Skills has just force dropped off some food, and he is clicked up to the feudal age. So J Skills will actually be feudal age first, even though Metal Mania clicked up first, because J Skills is the Malay, and the Malay advance to the next stage faster. I also see Metal pushing in a deer here with his scout name. I can't pronounce, but it's just his scout. It's got 75 HP, actually. It's got a lot of health. It could tank maybe a town center arrow shot or two. Let's check the fog of war here. J Skills knows that Metal Mania has a mill here. Now, there's probably not going to be anything at that mill when J Skills arrives, if J Skills arrives. But nevertheless, he knows that it's there. He's got probably an approximate idea of where his opponent is. Let's take a look at Metal Mania's scouting. Metal Mania has actually not found J Skills at all. He's been pushing deer. So that could be a disadvantage for Metal Mania. He needs to be careful. J Skills is in the feudal age now, and J Skills is actually going scouts. He's making a stable. Does that surprise you?
Yeah, because for Malay to be this close and going scouts doesn't actually make sense. He should have gone archers. He has a perfectly good map to go for the archers. Also, talking about the walling part, like where Metal Mania has milled the peacocks, I don't think that's wallable. It seems like unwallable area with a stone kind of terrain.
Yeah, Metal Mania sees the spearman and he gets off of the last of his peacocks there. He's not taking any chances. He probably thinks man-at-arms are about to arrive any minute. Um, there are some rotting peacocks here underneath the mill, and Metal Mania is going to see that it's a scout here. He's queued up a spearman, and he finished it. Maybe he scouted the stable before. Let's check his fog of war. Oh yeah, okay. So he scouted the stable with his scout like a minute before, and he knew to make that spearman. But Metal Mania has successfully scouted J Skills, and J Skills is here with some scouts, but he hasn't really gone in to do any damage. I feel like he sort of, I guess maybe he didn't exactly tip his hand because Metal Mania scouted the stable anyway, so he already knew that scouts were coming. But we got some forward
What?
villagers. What?
Yes, yes. I think it's a tower rush, and yes, there should be because if he gets that tower, he will have a control of that gold. He will deny that gold from Metal Mania, and all the archers would be focused on that as well. Also, I think I saw, yeah, so J Skills is already transitioning into archers as well, so he will have a better comp for scouts and archers versus archers.
Yeah, the
And
scouts did not get him really any value at all. What did he do? Kill one archer with these three scouts? He couldn't get the tower up with them, unfortunately. He's fighting a bear, actually. This bear, and the bear is doing the double hook too against the villager, but the villager does manage to survive. It sort of bothers me that villagers are so strong against bears, but I guess people would be very angry if bears could like rip through villagers left and right. Looks like Metal Mania is making a counterattack here. J Skill's coming out to maybe wall or, but he's not going to make it. I think Metal's going to pick off that villager. Yes, he is. So Metal Mania with a villager kill, and J Skills has to evacuate his gold. He has to evacuate his farms. He may even have to evacuate his woodline.
yeah, so this is a really good counter damage by Metal Mania, and as I said, this is a map where there should be a more archer rush, not scout rush, because scouts won't do much if they have a one spear near them. And this
Yeah,
is the case. You can see like he is struggling to find anything to damage right now with going scouts,
yeah,
and he
he's.
already lost one bill,
I
one
mean,
bird.
he did manage to clear up Metal Mania's counterattack, but Metal Mania is happy with that, right? It was like two spearmen, a skirmisher, and two archers, and he managed to kill a villager with that. I'd say that's probably worth it.
Yeah. Also pointing out that both have the same idle TC time, or like 1 minute they have idle TC time, so they are equal in numbers. Wills count, although J skills should have a better eco count due to the uptime, but they are nearly the same eco count, losing the one.
Yeah, it looks like J Skills has a 1 to 2 villager advantage over Metal Mania, depending on when you look. Um, J Skills actually about to get housed. He's got to be careful. He's got 44 out of 45 population. Okay, he's building some houses now. And he has a military presence on the front of Metal Mania's base. He's trying to get in to deny the gold. Metal Mania very heavily on that gold. And Metal Mania
He,
taking a bad fight here.
this is a bad fight for Metal Mania to take because once he loses that gold, he will have to fall back to other gold. I guess that's also forward. He can be pressured that there as well.
He's got
Also, we are seeing them bring the scouts, which have the regeneration ability, so they are using them as a bait for the attack. We missed that in the starting.
yeah. Where would I guess Metal Mania has another gold on the eastern side of his base. It's probably a little bit trickier to small wall that gold, so maybe that's why he didn't go there initially, or maybe because he feels that it's closer to the center of the map. The one on the left actually probably is the better gold, but you have to secure it because there is an aggressive hill in front of your base. Metal Mania sending some villagers to fight. Kills the scout, and then there are just some skirmishers. I don't think Metal Mania lost any villagers from that. At least I didn't see it. He seems to be doing a good job of cycling his injured villagers back to farm. Um,
Yeah, he hasn't lost any wills, but he has a worse KD in terms of units. Like losing all his military units because of spears and archers.
yeah,
And I think he has lost his scout as well. No, he has a scout. It's healed nearly near his mill, berry mill.
yeah. He kind of is in a tough spot because he needs that map control. Everything is so close to home for him. And when he comes out, he's outnumbered and he's taking bad fights, and it just sort of he's never able to get good value out of a fight. I feel like he should be throwing down some stone walls right now with these villagers. He could probably stonewall in front of his gold, or maybe build a tower. Just so
He
that,
should build a tower there. Yeah, that will give him map control of gold. So if he doesn't build a tower, I think he will be in a lot of trouble. He will be pushed back from gold and he won't be able to produce also the military units. Although he doesn't have much on the ground as well right now. Like it's military units against 11, and J skills is up to the castle age itself. He'll
mm-hmm.
be in castle age before even he thinks about like Metal Mania thinks about clicking up.
Yeah, the villager lead for J Skills continues to grow. J Skills doubled down on the feudal age. He went both scouts and archers as the melee, and I think Metal Mania was not really expecting that level of commitment. Metal Mania is just making scouts and occasional, I guess like a few occasional trash units when he can, but he's not really making archers anymore. And archers are what J Skills is using to deal a lot of damage to Metal Mania. Metal Mania will probably call the GG once J Skills reaches the castle age.
Yeah, seeing that he should be yeah before even castle age he calls the GG. So
And there it is.
that was a quick one. As expected, Malay was aggressive and got the map control, and
Yeah.
it pushed.
An unusual choice for J Skills. It caught me by surprise. It maybe caught Metal Mania by surprise too. Let's go to the statistics. So let's take a look at the military KD here. Yeah, look at this. J Skills is almost double. You know, if he had 50 and one fewer unit lost, he'd have a 2-to-1 kill to death ratio. And it's not a coincidence that his largest army is twice the size of Metal Mania's as well. In terms of economy, he had a bigger eco, but Metal Mania did take more gold. J Skills was somewhat faster than the feudal age. He was able to get to the feudal age on more villagers and more quickly because his town center spent less time working. Villager high for J Skills is 44. Metal Mania is 41. So the high is not too different, but J Skills was able to invest heavily in the feudal age and punish Metal Mania.
Yeah, once he lost that control of the map, like where he was constantly trying to reassign the villagers' work, that's where he lost the game. And JSK was able to like freely macro his economy and go up to the castle edge.
So let me load up the second game. Got Byzantines versus Lithuanians. My, what fun. All right, we pause here. I'm paused on 3 seconds. I am ready to go whenever you are, Nagraj.
I need to reload that because I'm using capture. It's just a second, please.
Yep, sure thing. Yeah, Capture Age takes a lot of resources. My PC can't even run it. That's why I don't use Capture Age.
So second map is the
Mm-hmm.
Lithuanians versus Byzantines, right?
Yep. Yep. It's some kind of jungle type map. Looks pretty cool. It's pretty. Zetnus, he has good aesthetic taste.
My map is still loading.
No worries.
Sorry for the delay.
No worries. There might be some way of like having Capture Age loaded up already, and then just selecting a different map and getting it to do that instead of closing the recorder and then reopening Capture Age.
Yeah, I already tried that, but it doesn't seem to be loaded. It was in the okay. Sorry, my bad. It was down. I had to scroll down.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I am ready to start.
All right, let's go. 3, 2, 1, and hit it. All right, so we are here with another game, Metal Mania versus J Skills. They are playing in Alchemy League Season 9. Alchemy League Season 9 is on Hyperrandom by Zetnus. And this particular generation of Hyperrandom looks like Arabia again with some big hills. It might play out similar to how we saw the last game play out. What are your thoughts, Byzantines versus Lithuanians?
So in this matchup, I would give the edge to Byzantines because of the cheaper all the trash units. Also with the free town watch, they can see the attack coming from a long distance.
Mm-hmm.
So they should be able to like see the attack and defend it very well with the cheaper units. And this is seems like a volleyball map for Metal Mania, and he should be able to go like macro well behind this and after volley. And I don't see much of a relics. I see only 4 relics which are near to the Metal Mania side compared to J Skills side. And so he should be able to like get all the relics, I think. And with being Lithuanians, he should be very happy with it, I think.
Yeah, Jace, Metal Mania may have the opportunity to do more of like a wall up the corner of the map kind of thing, and he may be able to piggyback off of some of these forests, maybe to wall up his own corner. Oh, this Komodo dragon is chasing the spearman. You start with a spearman, by the way. You don't start with a scout, so people are probably not going to want to make scouts as much. What are the types of strategies that you could imagine here? Could you envision like a trash rush from both of these players? They both decide to just build up 4 archery ranges and stream skirmishers across the map? Or do you think there's going to be something a little bit more elaborate like Fast Castle or a Man-at-Arms type build?
I think it would be a trash only fight because Lithuanians being faster trash, like faster moving skirms and spear, they would definitely want that in the feudal age. And seeing like J skills pressure too much Metal Mania in the last game, he should be expecting a lot of pressure, so he should be trying to defend with the faster moving skirms and spears. And since Byzantines get people trash, they will be trying to outproduce the Lithuanians player,
Mm-hmm.
and they will try to counter the Lithuanians with the trash and get the map control and not get them relics. That should be the plan of J skills,
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yeah, and I think there's another component about the map itself that's part of the discussion. You know, is this a good map to do mass trash units on? Trash units, of course, require no gold to create. So if you're J Skills, right, and you've scouted this map, I mean, look at how much J Skills is scouted around his base. It's not perfect, but it's pretty darn good, right? And how many golds has he found? One. So his assumption would be that his opponent has the same number of golds that he does. His opponent also has one. And we see J Skills has come here and he scouted one gold out. So if J Skills is... Oh my goodness. Oh no, is he going to do a Komodo Dragon Rush? Oh, alright. Well, he just scouted another gold, right? But I'm just saying that on a map where you yourself have few golds, or you see that the golds are heavily concentrated in one location, if you can deny that location with a bunch of trash units, then you force your opponent to go into a trash unit contest against you. And they may not have the right skills or bonuses for that. So J Skills might be scouting this map and seeing how far away or how few his opponent's golds are and think it's a good candidate for such a strategy. But right now, I think what he's looking for is he's looking for the wood line. Actually, he doesn't know that these Komodo dragons are still following him. What is the line of sight on these Komodo dragons anyway? Oh, wow. These Komodo dragons have a massive line of sight. That's why they're still following the spearmen. Their line of sight is actually the same as hawks. Look at these hawks here.
Yeah.
So, now I don't think J Skills knows that these Komodo dragons are... Actually, he does.
Now he does. He has caught up to the Commodore's dragon speed, and so he knows definitely that he is being chased by Commodore dragons. But it's funny, like he
Yeah.
has been getting all those to the Metal Mania's base, and they might actually do a damage because they have a 1 HP per second or something like that regeneration as well. It is showing.
Well, it's funny because Metal Mania has chosen to small wall his woodline here, and he did that only after J Skills dragged these Komodo dragons through his base. So, from Metal Mania's point of view, maybe he believes that J Skills is trying to Komodo Dragon Rush him, and so that's why he's small walled, which is funny. But I think J Skills is really not looking for that. I think he's just scouting. Yeah, he's not looking for it. Otherwise, he would have attacked the villager. Okay, and now he is Komodo Dragon Rush. So, the Komodo dragons, you know, the villagers were on the right side of the town center. Wanted to drop those, but not at the TC. Yeah, exactly. So he eventually figured out that he had 3 Komodo dragons following his spearmen. So Metal Mania deals with the Komodo dragon rush pretty easily. He makes the stable. Did J Skills scout the stable? I believe he did. So he saw the foundation. And we see an archery range, and we see a barracks, and we see a bunch of spearmen from J Skills. He's got 3 spearmen so far, and he's making skirmishers. So I think it is going to be a trash rush. So we're going to see trash versus scouts. The good news for J Skills, if you are up against scouts, you can generally small wall your base, and you're fine. If it's archers, it's a different story. J Skills is going to add an archer in. So it looks like he is sending some villagers out to gold. Maybe he's not trash rushing. Alright, there are 3 scouts for Metal Mania heading across the map now.
So Metal Mania knows about the woodline of J Skills. He doesn't know that he is trying to wall off and play behind the walls. So I think that's why he is going for the scouts, or else he would have gone for like scums or archers, I think. And I don't think J Skills will be able to wall off before the scouts reach his base if he pathes correctly. And
She's.
J Skills is moving forward with spears and one archer and one scrum.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I
So
think uh, I think Metal Mania saw the map and he said, "Well, you know, my opponent is probably not going to be able to wall up in time." And unfortunately for J
yeah,
Skills, these scouts find an opening into the wood line, so they're going to pick off one, maybe two villagers. No, the spearman arrives in time to save them. And meanwhile, J Skills' army heads out across the map. And really, all he needs to do is just camp this gold. And I wonder if he knows that. Let's take a look at what Metal Mania's... Okay, so Metal Mania knows about the second gold, actually. And he knows about this gold in the very back. So he does know about the other golds. Um, so J Skills is going to have to be more active than to just deny the gold in the front. This town center is the bane of his existence, though. Okay, takes a bunch of arrow fire to that. Scouts coming back from Metal Mania to help maybe deal with J Skills' army. Now, J Skills' skirmishers are faster, aren't they? That's like a Lithuanian thing.
yes. So he should be able to push back with scums and scouts. So I think Metal Mania is in good position currently,
Mm-hmm.
and he is pushing back. Also, I have noticed like J Skills hasn't scouted Metal Mania's back gold. Like he has two extra tiles of golds as well.
Mm-hmm.
So he's trying to pressure the gold, front gold, but that does not affect Metal Mania because Metal Mania has scouted that gold as well. So he can go back to that as you mentioned.
That's true. I
So
think this is really the opportunity for Metal Mania to push in. It doesn't look like J Skills has very much. I guess he's got... No, it doesn't seem to really have very much. If he could force a fight, I think it would go well for him if it weren't under the town center. J Skills
yeah,
trying to finish this wall off. He's adding a market. He's added a blacksmith. Maybe he just wants to get up to the castle age. Um, it looks like he's going to try to wall off this gold as well. And he's just content to just chill. He does not intend to damage his opponent very much in the feudal age. He's actually playing very defensively.
yes, I think Metal Mania is playing a lot passive in this case. Like you need to pressure him before he reaches Castle Edge so that he is reacting all the time. And actually, he's trying to wall off himself. That's why I think he's playing passive. But J Skill's Castle Edge time would be much better than Metal Mania's because he is making food units. Metal Mania is making food units in scouts and scums. And J skills must be up to a castle age now, anytime.
Yeah, the
That's the resources.
Byzantine trash units are cheaper. I mean, if you make enough skirmishers or spearmen, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, as we can see, J Skills is clicking up to the castle age now. He can afford it. He can afford it. He's invested minimally in feudal age units, unlike the previous game where he invested heavily in feudal age units. This time he invests minimally. And Metal Mania's made a bunch of food units, like you said, and he does seem to have an advantage here. But he's afraid to take the fights because they're kind of partially underneath the town center. His opponent's partially walled. There's some spearmen. He doesn't want to get mixed in with that. He's playing very cautiously, and I think that is a mistake. I think he needs to try to find a way to get through J Skills. I mean, J Skills isn't even walled up here. He's open. So Metamania could just come right in, go wherever he wants, run around the base for forever.
Yeah, Metal Mania should park these scums here and keep harassing these berries and use the scouts from backwood line, like from the top of the gold side and enter into his base. But he is trying to keep his army together and he doesn't know like he's investing full feudal right now and Metal Mania will be Castle Age before he even clicks Castle Age. I think this should be a very fast game as well.
Yeah, Metal has not scouted the opening in J Skills' wall. So for all Metal Mania nodes, there's like a long, thin forest up here that would, and J Skills is completely walled up. Maybe Metal Mania will scout it now. He's headed up that way
Now,
with scouts. I think he right-clicked inside of his opponent's base. He sees Castle Age, and yeah, he's going to find the opening now. And this could be good for him. He might be able to pick off a few villagers. J Skills having to gate and palisade wall his gold miners in, and camels are already on the way. So the scouts aren't going to be able to linger anywhere for very long. And of course, everybody should know that Byzantines have 25% cheaper counter units, which includes camels. So Byzantines are one of those civilizations that can pump out the camels in Castle Age. Yeah, the scouts can't fight these camels. They would get wrecked. So there's not really anything for Metal Mania to do anymore in here, except try to find a stray villager. And it looks like he's kind of trying to find one, but the camels are hot on his tail.
yeah, also scouts don't have any upgrades, so they don't have bloodline, they don't have forging, they don't have armor, so it should be a easy cleanup for J Skills, I think.
Now Metal has clicked up to the Castle Age. He's 10% of the way there. And J Skills has sent a knight and some spearmen across the map. Metal has some sentries that pick it up. So Metal knows that this is coming. Oh, actually, he already has a camel and some skirmishers at his base. So Metal's actually pretty much, yeah, he's fully walled. He's walled himself in quite nicely on the left flank. He's even got houses behind the palisade wall. And on the right flank, he's taking the gold in the very back. He's actually got 2 golds here. So he should be good to go for gold as well. So he's got secure resources. Maybe Metal Mania can make something happen here. Maybe he could double palisade and then build one, and then by the time he's done doing that, he gets to the Castle Age and then he builds a monastery so that he can convert these camels and knights and other nasty things coming out across the map toward him.
Yeah, he has walled up pretty nicely and he is comfortable, but I don't see him on stone, so I don't think he'll be going for the latest immediately. He'll try to have the map control with knights and scums, I guess. He already got a cav armor, and upon reaching Castle Age, I think he'll go for like cav and siege kind of thing to push this back, I guess.
All right, J Skills has created a breach. His troops are inside, and Metal Mania calls the GG. He's faced with the second breach in the north. Maybe just the one wouldn't be as big of a deal, but his enemy is about to spill in. Metal Mania, I think he could have bought himself some more time with some stone walls. What do you think, Nagraj?
Yeah, if he saw the opponent is being so early in Castle Age, he should have stonewalled this and played defensive completely. But his army was out of the position all the time, and one breach, just instant GG. Also, I think behind, as you mentioned, behind Parasite Wall, he did a house wall, but he forgot to do that near the mill side, and that's where he entered. Like J Skills entered, and it's completely like he doesn't have any army. 23 army versus 10 army, so he can't do anything. Also, they don't have any upgrades compared to J Skills.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good point. He Metal Mania had, I think, a military advantage in the feudal age, but he couldn't really use it because he didn't scout out the breach, not breach, but the opening in J Skills' walls that was to the north that J Skills didn't close off. So J Skills, I think, with a little bit slightly better scouting and map awareness, helping him to pull ahead. Closing out the set 2-0. So J Skills with a decisive win here. So we're taking a look at the statistics. You can see that the kill to death ratio is a little bit more even, which makes sense for Byzantine trash units. They tend to die pretty easily, but it's still in favor of J Skills. J Skills also the largest army of 24. In terms of economy, Metal Mania collected more food. J Skills collected more wood, stone, and gold. technology. Metalmania was in the feudal age slightly faster, 4 seconds faster, and J Skills was in the castle age significantly faster, 4.5 minutes. Metalmania explored more of the map. He just missed the part that maybe would have helped him out a lot in the feudal age against his opponent. J Skills with superior research. Villager High, very similar, both mid to upper 40s. And here's the
I
timeline.
think, yeah, this game was just J Skills did a mind game with Metal Mania. Like he will try to compared to previous game, he didn't pressure. He just made some defensive units and sit behind the walls. And Metal Mania made a lot of units in the feudal age, and he didn't click up the castle age. So just mind games and playing around the timing. That was J Skill's plan, and he did it perfectly well.
That's a great recap. Thank you. All right, so now I'm going to change overlays and we're going to go into the civilization draft for the next two players. Overlay. Here we go. All right, so I'm going to go and click on this. So in the next set we have Raven versus Kitsa. Raven is upper 1700s Armenian player, and Kitsa is lower 1800s Mexican player. The admin randomly bans 5 civilizations for them at the start. So we got Saracens, Tatars, Dravidians, Goths, and Koreans all randomly banned. Raven banning Spanish and Malay. Kitsa banning Persians and Italians. And then they pick 3, snipe 1 hidden simultaneously, and then pick 2 more. So that left Raven with Chinese, Malayans, and Japanese, and Gurjaras. And that left Kitsa with Hindustanis, Portuguese, Georgians, and Lithuanians. Raven sniping Mongols from Kitsa, and Kitsa sniping Byzantines from Raven. Thoughts about the draft, Nagraj?
So about the draft, like I see a lot of hybrid saves already banned by both of them, like Malay, Persians, Italians. So they are expecting like a hybrid kind of map in this random generation. And also, like I like Kitsa's uh, draft because Hindustanis, Portuguese, Georgians, Lithuanians, they are very good late game teams, and they can like transition into each units very well. They have a varied variety of units. And X7 has one of my favorite saves, like Japanese he has. Other saves, I don't think like he'll be able to counter it very well if he doesn't get a good spot early on. Like Chinese are the wallable kind of thing. You wall and try to play the boom game and get the advantage. Malians are also kind of like they are good in hybrid maps, but you have to get the advantage with the man at arms rush or all cheaper buildings would. But apart from that, I don't see X7 having advantage over the Kitsa's map draft.
We'll see what happens here. Let me we'll change over and we'll get into the games. Let's see. Which one are you on? Which one did you pick first? What civilizations against each other? I got
Uh,
Georgians and Malayans as game 1.
yeah, I have Georgians and
All
Muslims
right.
as well.
We will load it. And just let me know when you're ready. I'm on 2 seconds.
Just starting, it's loading.
So let's see. Georgians versus Malayans. Well, you know, one is really good with mobility, and they have some good defensive structures, but that Malayan death ball, I don't know though. You know, if Malayans are being up against a cavalry, I guess Malayans would just go camels. They would go Farimba camels. They'd want to do Farimba camels late game against Georgians, because the camels can
We can
chase
start.
down. All right, let's go. So we're gonna hit F3 here. And we got a nomad start.
Yes, so in Nomad Start, I would prefer Georgians because they already get a mule cart once you build a TC. I think they already might have been. Okay, so strange thing here, you can see like Raven having a villager near the TC of Kista already, and he's trying to lane already X7's gold with the house and calcite walls. So I guess he already knows like where X7 is going to be, where Kitsa is going to be,
Yeah.
and he's trying to wall off.
I don't know. It's kind of risky. All right, he's got his town center here, more so in the center of the map, and Keats is
Yeah,
built over here on the left hand side of the map. Nomad is a lot of fun, right? It's always fun to see the players sort of realize where their opponent is. Now Raven can't build here because it's in the exclusion zone, and Keatsa might actually lose this water buffalo. I don't know if Keatsa can probably scout. So Keatsa knows that he's being lamed actually, and Keatsa says no, because he knows that Raven is laming him. These guys want to win. No, Mr. Nice Guy. And the good news for Keats is he does start with a mule cart, like you said, so he can just walk somewhere further away for that gold. But this is a little bit annoying. Now, unfortunately for Raven, does Raven know that Keats has a gold underneath his town center? No, he does
no,
not.
I don't think. Yeah,
Um,
because I think he only saw one will passing his villagers, so he understood like there should be a TC around. That's why he won. He didn't know any resource or any TC position
mm-hmm.
as well. Seeing that as well, Kitsa doesn't know anything about where X7's TC is.
Yep.
He doesn't have a scouting info anywhere. He does have two houses near his base, but he doesn't have any scouting info.
Yep. Well, these houses might reveal Raven's activities later. You might see a barracks pop up or a villager walk by, but that's kind of why you build the houses on Nomad just anywhere, because you don't have to build them in your town, right? Your people will live literally anywhere, even next to your enemy's town. It's kind of crazy how Age of Empires logic works. I think houses should get more population the closer they are to your town center. Otherwise, there's no incentive to build towns together. Just like towers may be more hit points when they're closer to your population center. Could make base planning more interesting in AoE 2. But,
Yeah, that's why my favorite save is Hunts. Like Nomad Start Hunts you get, and you don't even have to build the houses.
mm-hmm.
So that's the best thing. Like for
Yeah.
me, you are not housed. You are not limited on producing units. You don't get housed. You don't have to constantly think about that.
Yep. No one knows where you are. They're less likely to know where you are if you're Huns. And you start with that Hunnic Scout. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, Kita.
they help you get all the herdables as well. So I think Hunts is a very OP. And that reminds me, like they had a like Kitsa has a draft of Mongols in it, and I think X7 sniped it. It would have been a very good pick on this map, I think, for the hunt and other things.
That's true. That's probably why Raven sniped it, is because he said, "Oh, it's hyper random. All the animals have food. There's going to be more huntable meat available. I'm gonna snipe the Mongols."
Yeah, it's strange. Like in Sprint One, all I played was like hybrid kind of maps in the hyper random as well. Like all my maps were hybrid. They had water aspect somewhere or the other, but I haven't seen a water aspect in these all four maps yet.
That's true. Actually, they seems to be more of a land generation this time around. In the first few casts, we had everything was a water map. We either had big lakes that people were fishing out of, or we had islands that people's bases were located on, and now they're mostly land maps. But I'm not complaining too much. I think AoE 2 water is a little bit boring, but the devs are about to make it a lot more interesting.
Yeah, one more week and we'll have a new water coming, new water meta. I just want to know like what have they done with the Hulk sounds, like Hulk attack sounds. They are too much annoying to listen to.
I don't know. Maybe they got the Hulk from the Avengers to voice the sounds.
Yeah, that would be funny. Hulk smash.
Um, So just as a reminder, guys, basically everything on Hyperrandom is edible if it's an animal. So you've got these hares, which are really fat. They've got almost 80 food. The monkeys, which are not really monkeys, they're more so great apes, but they're called monkeys, wrongfully so. They have almost 150 food. So there's a lot of food to go around, a lot of huntable food to gather. And Kitsa is on his way up to the feudal age. He's done a good job of managing his economy. Or maybe it's just a matter of having Armenian access to mule carts. But for one reason or another, Kitsa's headed to the feudal age. And he's got a stable going up right now. It'll probably be a stable, and it'll probably be scouts. He's got the barracks going up now, and then stable, and then scouts. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that is a good plan for him. Also, with the map generation, it's not volatile kind of. It's a nomad start. He can pick off villagers with the scouts, and as well as he can fall back with the scouts and get them regenerated if they get a hit or something. So I like what Kitsa is doing. I think he has a very good advantage right now. He should be able to use that to push X7 more and get some kills.
So Raven has not built a lumber camp yet. On Nomad, it's very easy to forget about the lumber camp. Wonder if Raven knows how beautiful this wood line is up here, like this big, thick forest. No, he doesn't really know. He doesn't really know about it. He's building a defensive barracks. Kitsa has reached the feudal age, and as expected, the stable is under construction. Kitsa doesn't need this gold here. He can just take this gold for now. So this lane, unfortunately for Raven, was probably not really worth the time. But who knows? Maybe the game will be super long, and Kitsa will be shanking at these walls and that house trying to get in. So stable up for Kitsa, and we can expect to see some scouts in queue. Yeah, he's got a couple of scouts queued up. How many scouts do you wait for? I guess you don't really need to wait. You just explore first, and then once you have enough, you can start diving and attacking villagers. Maybe if you get a hill advantage like this. Yeah, there you go. This villager is unloomed too. Raven trying to
Yeah,
save her, but cannot.
more wills are about to die. Like he'll definitely get a one more will pick. Yeah, already has the advantage of two wills
Yeah,
left.
this is a disaster. And Raven is not prepared for this. Raven was advancing to the feudal age. I think he just got loom
Yes.
now, but he was not expecting Kitsa with this lightning scouts rush. Uh,
Al- Also, I was trying to see if like lame palisade walls and house would give him a vision that Kitsa is trying to wall off along with that, but he doesn't have any vision there with that.
yeah, the
So,
Georgians with the free mule cart. It's so powerful. It's a huge economic bonus.
and he can also add archery range and add an archer or two and get a lot of picks now.
Another villager goes down for Raven. Raven somehow has the score lead right now, even though he's 3 villagers behind. They both have 3 military. One of Raven's military is a spearman, at least. And Kitsa coming out with a villager. I'm not sure what this villager's for. Probably just to build some houses or some vision on this side of the map, maybe. Kitsa knows that he has an advantage. He's killed 3 villagers.
Yeah, Raven has a score lead for the resource collected, I think, and more scouting parts initially, but it should very much change now because I think resource collected is going to okay, no, it's still higher for Raven. As soon as Kitsa starts having a more resource collected, it should start in the favor of Kitsa, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And that villager is about to die from X7 if he doesn't pay attention because three spears are poking her.
Yeah, I don't really understand this villager from Kitsa. I'm not sure what this is. Maybe Kitsa did a click and the villager went the wrong way on the minimap and it decided to go through Raven's town instead of somewhere else.
Yeah,
I don't
actually,
know.
it was a misclick. He walled behind her and he tried to click her inside the base, and she had to go all the way from there. That was the.
Okay. So she was trying to get back in after walling herself out. Well, that's good for
Yes.
Raven. He'll appreciate that villager pickoff. That kind of evens things up. They actually both have 30 villagers now. Maybe Keats has had some idle time, or maybe Raven got some damage in that we didn't see, that I didn't see.
Yeah, Kisa has a 1 minute 24 seconds idle TC time now and still getting higher. And X7 has 36 seconds of idle TC and his TC is like constantly working. Now that I have said that and jinxed him, he had a higher idle TC.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why they have same eco count.
So Raven has got, I think this is five. This is 5 scouts now. Yeah, he could consider taking a fight over here. He's got to be
Not
very
with the
careful
scout.
to kill off
Yeah,
the
not with
spearman
the
first.
spear. Yes,
He's got to
yes,
kill the
not with
spearman
the spear.
first, but he fails because there are too many units there, and the other units get in the way, and he can't get a surround on the spearman to kill it.
And he can't build his archery range as well. It's at 96%.
Yeah, he's just got to finish it. But both of his villagers are too hurt. He's got to send a berry picker to finish it. Oh no, he manages to sneak it up. All right.
Yeah, he tried to debate the attack of archers from towards the scout, and then he finished the archery range.
So is Raven going to make anything from the range? Well, he is making some skirmishers. It looks like he's got a couple of them queued up.
Yeah, he's going to make the most OP unit of the game. Scums.
That's right. Everybody's favorite unit.
Yeah.
Actually, everybody's favorite
Scum.
unit is cavalry. The skirmishers just counter the cavalry counter unit. They make cavalry
It's
possible.
it's everyone's nightmare unit actually. If you are against it, you can't defend it. If you have to make it, you are not able to defend it with them sometimes. So I would say it's my nightmare unit for sure.
So Raven is getting wheelbarrow now. He's actually closer in terms of resources to clicking up to the castle age than Kitsa is. Maybe the benefits of Raven's wood discount are starting to add up at this point.
Yeah, but he is housed right now, and I think he should be able to click up very soon.
Yeah, Raven building a defensive tower here to shoot at these scouts to prevent them from attacking the house. Forces that. I feel like that tower could have gone up a little bit more forward. Or Kitsa could maybe just go around, but Kitsa really wants to fight in the front, apparently. Kitsa, I think, has a gate here. He could just go around to get to Raven's economy, but it might take quite a bit of time. Or Kitsa, if he deleted this wall, could come down this way. But if he does that, he has to be careful because Raven might slip in and counterattack him. And it looks like Raven's actually going to try. So Raven will probably come up here to get a hill advantage on the wall and then attack the wall that's downhill. Yep, right there. To try to get in as quickly as possible.
And both are up to the castle edge at the similar time, although their
Yep.
eco count has two wills different, but that's because of I think wheelbarrow both have. I don't know like where that count. Okay, eco KD for because of eco KD he has two will. He is two will ahead. Kitsa is two will ahead,
Mm-hmm.
and Kitsa is inside X7 space, and he will try to annoy more. He has to like X7 has to more quick wall.
Yeah, so Kitsa ended up going around out of his own gate up in the north, I imagine. And he house-walled Raven out of the southern wall after the palisade was broken open. So Raven is coming around, riding out to meet Kitsa. See if he can contain Kitsa's army. Although Kitsa has quite a few spearmen in that army, so Raven may not be able to engage it. Raven should definitely try to quick wall there. All right, that's a good quick wall.
Nice
Does
quick wall.
does that mean he's going to finish his stable? Maybe not. He might wait for Kitsa to go away. Yeah, and then finish it. Which Kitsa can still get around here. I think Raven is expecting a big scrap. Alright, but Raven manages to reach Castle Age, and Kitsa's almost there himself. So in the time that it took Kitsa to get around this big forest, Raven was able to send reinforcements to this area. So he is actually going to protect this wood line, which is a good win for Raven. And I think it's one that he needed kind of badly.
And Kitsa is having a pikeman upgrade, so he should be able to easily counter knights. But I don't know what his
Ooh.
counter will be against the scums.
Look at this spicy castle drop here from Kitsa.
Yeah, so yeah,
This is a brutal castle. This castle denies both of Raven's forward golds. It's on a hill. It's super annoying. It's small walled in with gates and stone walls. Now, it doesn't deny resources very well because Raven has these golds back here, but it is annoying, and it's on top of Raven's production buildings. Keats is sending some more villagers out to help get this castle up. And I think Keats is going to lose some villagers building this castle, but it's definitely a pain in the rear. The castle goes up, and Raven has to get out of here.
yeah. So this is a very nice castle for map control. Also, like
Mm-hmm.
he didn't lose much. I was expecting him to lose a lot of eco, but he didn't lose much while building the castle.
Yep.
Maybe because Raven didn't had light cap or forging upgrades on his scouts. That's why.
Yeah, I mean, according to my tally, Raven does have a slight economic lead now, 44 to 43 villagers. But I think it was worth this castle. This castle is a great map control castle, like you said. Keats is going to be able to do all kinds of really annoying things using this castle. He's going to be able to advance south and disrupt Raven's wood line / market / blacksmith. He could pressure the front of Raven's base toward his town center. He could even go north past Raven's stable using this castle because it could just shoot down the house or something like that and get up here. So he could basically distribute anywhere, whereas before this Raven had this area pretty well buttoned down. Now Raven being Mullion's, he is making cavalry himself. He's got 2 stables and he's making some knights and some camels. He just doesn't know where to send them yet.
Yeah. Also, like they are trying to boom as well behind that. Like Raven is also 3TC and Kitsa is also 3TC. But I don't see Kitsa's eco setup like he can produce from all the 3TCs currently. So there will be a lot of idle TC time from him. But on the other hand, Raven has a very good food eco. He has around 15 farms and he should be able to produce at least from 2 TCs. So he will get a will advantage as I can see already. Like he has a 3 wills advantage. So I think Raven's plan is to boom and turtle up and try to push back in imp most likely with the bombard cannons and traps. And with that defensive castle, I think he has a very good position himself, and he can, as long as he doesn't take much of a eco damage on the east side or north side, he should be good.
Yeah, I like that defensive castle from Raven. It sort of creates like a no man's land in between those 2 castles. And you could, if you're Kitsa, you could do pretty well from building a siege workshop and maybe rolling some rams down here. Although I guess it is kind of barely far enough away that the cavalry could dive the castle. But these 2 competing castles now are an invitation for an Imperial Age contest. And whoever gets there first is going to have a big advantage and be able to push over the other guy's castle. Because, it's kind of close, but it's not quite close enough for rams or petards. It's just good enough for Imperial Age. It's the perfect spacing. But
Yeah.
Raven's still
Also,
making villagers from 3 town centers, so I guess he's not that worried about getting up.
yes, that was my point going to be like Raven has a very good eco and he should be able to click up him before Kitsa because of his eco setup being better and having better upgrades on them. Like Kitsa doesn't have a horse collar yet. His farms are going to expire very soon. And he's trying to invest full castle age, I think. So he might go for like he's going tower drops now and trying to get inside the base. That should not be his plan. He should try to go imp, maybe idle his TCs and go up imp most likely and get the advantage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kitsa is. I really respect the guard tower rush. It's not something that I really pictured Georgians doing, but Kitsa seems to be making it work for now. He's opened up a hole so that he can gain access to Raven's northern town center. Maybe cut Raven off from that area and do some economic damage. Kita doesn't seem to be making many villagers anymore. Maybe he's starting to think about Imperial Age now. Raven's still building villagers from 3 town centers. Looks like Raven's going to take this fight here against Kitsa, which I think is sort of a mistake. It's underneath the guard towers, and their numbers were similar. Yeah, look at that big
Yeah,
wipeout.
but he didn't had like Kitsa didn't had Savan towers earlier. He is just doing it now, so these towers didn't do much damage, even though
Mm.
they were against camels. So I think at seeing this at this point, I think X7 has a much better position. He has map control, army control, and defense all the better upgrades. I think so. He should be able to go up him. Also, I saw some of the wills pathing like he has a waypoint. Kitsa has a waypoint towards east of X7's TCs, and they are dying with the scout light cab he has. Like X7 has a light cab on patrol mode there and
Oh,
dying. So it's gather point issue for Kitsa, I think.
so Kita, yeah, he's still creating villagers from 3 town centers. He just got a couple of technologies came in. Um, could be the Svan Towers you were talking. Yeah, defensive buildings +2 attack. Towers,
Especially the sub.
fire arrows that pierce multiple. Castle goes up for Raven. Guard tower is going to get pushed back. And he can actually range the other one too. So Kitsa's has expired. And Raven Castle dropping Kitsa's town center in the north now. Raven kind of getting out of control with these castles. Kitsa spots it immediately. And he evacuates the town center. But it is unfortunate that he has to abandon that area. So Kitsa might start shanking away at these palisade walls for gold here pretty soon.
Yeah, so that is the after the gold expires under his TC. I don't think he has any gold control. Oh no, actually, he has the gold control under his castle as well, where he's taking gold. So he doesn't require that gold yet.
Yeah, I don't know. I would just stonewall it off, sell a bunch of resources, go imp, make trebuchets. But these guys want to boom and they want to try to get around the castles instead. Which, to be fair, maybe there's a lot of damage to be done that way. Raven with over 100 villagers now. Kitsa is closing in on 90. Kitsa not going to be able to get in this way because Raven is walled off here, but he's still open down here, so Kitsa could get in this way.
Yeah,
But
I
he
like
doesn't.
X7's castle all the time. Like he has a very good castle positions right now.
Mm-hmm.
If this castle goes up and he will protect all his eco, he like Kitsa won't be able to raid. He has much better position farming eco as well. So he should sell off his resources and go up to imp now. That's the only thing.
Look at this cheeky tower from
Yeah,
Kitsa building
that's
this
unusual.
guard tower on Raven's wood line here.
and that's a savant tower, so he cannot even like try to fight it with the units as well
Mm.
without siege.
Wonder how long it'll take Raven to notice it. Keats is actually going to build another tower. All right, well, that's not necessary because Raven did notice it, but it would have been worth it if Raven didn't notice. Anyway, Keats is going to... I guess the towers are still providing a protection for the villagers farming underneath the mill.
Yeah, but
Oh, look at this. Keats has a town center in the very corner of the map, behind everything that Raven is doing. Um,
yeah, these are the wells that I told you about. Like they had a gather point issue. They were coming from the
mm,
TC, which was in the north, where he was castle dropped. So I guess he thought of just making a TC there.
you never know. He could potentially build a sneak out of this. So Keats
And he's
keeping
up
his
to him.
options open. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Kita has clicked Imperial Age. Raven is pretty soon to click. Really, Raven should have clicked a long time ago. But maybe he feels very confident in his position. He's like, I've killed so many of Keats's units. There's no way that Keats could win this. You know, he's been making all of these silly towers. And Raven does have a sprawling Malian economy. Look at this. He's got farms here. He's got farms here. He's boomed up to 120 villagers. He's getting a technology, Tigui. That's the one that improves town center attack, I believe, in range, or gives town centers the ability to attack without being garrisoned or something like that.
Yeah,
Um,
it gives the ability to fire arrows without being garrisoned. So he will not have to garrison take to damage the opponent units inside HTC.
so Raven clearly planning Cavaliers, right? He was mass producing knights just a moment ago, and now he's making some Gabetos. So Raven just going for the standard Malian death ball. And Kita adding a castle in this location to solidify his hold on this area, which I think Kita really needs because he's kind of bottlenecked in the north. Raven definitely has claimed more than half of the map, if you don't count Keats's cheeky town center in the corner.
Yeah, but Raven doesn't have a university yet, and with Malian's faster university tech, he should have a university to get chemistry and start building bombard cannons because that's the only thing like Georgians can't compete against. They don't get bombard cannons.
Mm-hmm. Now,
So
Keitsa is making trebuchets from his castles, and his goal is to tear down Raven's castle as quickly as possible. And he's also getting Bracer, which Malians do not have access to, and he's making pikemen. So, do Georgians get halberdier? Let's check.
yes,
I don't
Georgians.
remember they
Yes,
do.
yes,
He's gonna need,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
he's gonna need it. He's gonna need it based on what Keats is doing, or what Raven is doing. Keats is going to need halberdier.
I think he will take into it once he has all after getting all the traps out. Like once he has 4 or 5 traps, he will get the hub tech, and he should be able to like push camels and knights very easily. Although his resources doesn't look that good for hub tech because it's 600 gold, 300 gold and 600 gold if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think it's 300 food, 600 gold for halberdier.
So okay, Raven has a university now and he's researching chemistry. Heavy camel upgrade coming as well.
Yep, making some monks. He's getting masonry as well to improve the armor and health of his castle. And he's attacking this Georgian castle, but I believe don't Georgian castles take less damage from elevation differences or something like that? I guess I can check.
They are like 25% cheaper to repair, like all the
Yeah.
buildings.
Units and buildings
So
receive 15% less damage when fighting from higher elevation.
yeah, And they have a team bonus as well, 25% less uh, spend on resources.
To repair.
Yes. So he can repair with the same resources longer than Raven.
So here come the Rams. And the good news for Raven is he's got a lot of Gabetos. So the Gabetos are going to tear through the Rams, and they're going to tear through the Halberdiers. Raven has the right units to deal with what Kitsa has made. The question is, can he be fast enough? He's gotten Cavalier. I don't know that Raven has gotten Farimba for these Cavalier yet. No, he has not. They're 12 plus 2.
Yes.
So he's not really ready to attack. He should just pull back. He might snipe this Trebuchet and then run. Could this be a good situation to build a Wonder for a Wonder victory? It's a lot of resources, though.
Yeah, but Wonder Victory takes a lot of time, and if he is getting pushed inside his main bases, doesn't have a safe position to build a Wonder and keep it safe.
So look at these villagers now for Kitsa attacking Raven's Palisade. I guess Raven's Palisades did pay off after all. I wasn't sure that they would, but Kitsa's fighting his way here. Kitsa advancing with the towers. And as you predicted, Raven is making bombard cannons. The bombard cannons are attacking these keeps. Which Kitsa has gotten the keep upgrade. It'd kind of be an interesting change as if the towers themselves, like in Age of Mythology, were what researched the technology to upgrade them instead of the university. So see, it feels like we don't really ever see tower upgrades at all. Hardly anybody ever gets them. Alright, so Kitsa has arrived with a bunch of Manaspas and Halberdiers. And Raven just has cavalry and monks and Gabetos. And he actually does okay. He loses a lot of cavalry, but he also cleans up his opponent's army.
Yeah, so they have Malian Gibbertos have higher damage and they have a range as well. So they will easily clear the halves and everything like Kitsa has. Apart from towers, Kitsa doesn't have anything. Towers and castle, he doesn't have units that can be scaled well against Malian Gibbertos and camels and cavalier.
Yeah, and the Gabetos can be quite fragile too, so you got to be careful with them. Especially these Gabetos, which have no armor. Raven has not gotten the armor for the Gabetos yet. And he probably should, otherwise they'll get mowed down quite quickly. Another thing that Raven could consider would be hand cannons. I believe that the Malians get hand cannons, and that could really help them out a lot. They could be more efficient than the Gabetos in some circumstances. I mean, they do, after all, deal 17 damage.
These Gibbertos doesn't have squares and arson as well, so these are very slow as well.
Mm-hmm.
So he should get, if he is trying to go into Gibbertos, he should get the upgrades for them. Because against Savant Towers, they are very fragile.
The big advantage for hand cannons, I would think, would be range. You could open up a volley on the enemy while they were a little bit further away. We got more Gabeto rushing forward now. This is Raven starting town center, but he isn't repairing it. Doesn't really. It's not really a safe place to take resources anymore. But he has a lot of villagers elsewhere. And he's definitely fighting very hard for this location. He's adding a castle in the south to button up this front so that he can focus on the center. The Gabeto camel combination. No Farimba. No Farimba yet. He's trying to keep this castle alive too.
Yeah, also there was one castle near the keeps of Kitsa on the north side, and it got trapped down. He wasn't able to save it. Now the main fight focus of their fight is in the middle, but he's losing grounds on the north.
So the cannons are going to flatten one of the trebuchets. Geetza coming in for an attack. Raven is ready. Raven has a lot of troops here. Still no armor for the Gebetos. The camels are just running away from the pointy boys. So the job of the camels is to keep the halberdier busy. Divide and conquer, they say.
Yeah, that's a good way to take a fight right now.
So Keetsa has 168 villagers. It's kind of hard to believe. Now, Georgians, do they get some kind of technology where their villagers take up less pop space, or is that a different
No, no,
civilization? That's one of the Indian
that's for
civs.
Bengalis. Yeah, that's for Bengalis. Georgians have that on the cavalry thing. They take 10 or 15%
Oh,
less cavalry space now. As not 20, it has been changed to 20% now, but it used to be like 15%.
okay.
Their cavalry takes.
So they can basically have more villagers working to support the same amount of cavalry. Um,
Yes.
they can make more villagers and have it count as the same amount. So it basically boosts their villagers and their productivity of their villagers, but they have to make them first. It's not just like the villagers are X% more efficient. They got to make them first. And Raven getting a compelling counterattack here, but
Yeah, he's
can't
moving very slowly, but he's moving.
can't really contend with those Savan towers though. They really rip through his units quite quite expertly.
Yeah, so they have a 8 plus 9 damage, pierce damage, and they do multiple damage just to the units. Like they do a damage to multiple units at the same time, pierce through.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I said like Malian Gibetos won't be a good match against Saman Towers. So he has to go like fully pushing using bombard cannons because that's the only thing that he can counter it with.
So what does each player need to do to end the stalemate right now?
So as Kitsa is doing, he has to hop forward very slowly with the Savant towers only and keep like sniping the bombard cannons as much as possible. Also, he should take into something like a raiding unit, Hasar, and send them somewhere like all the places of Raven's eco. That's his winning condition. And for Raven's winning condition, he has to like keep pushing with the bombard cannons and keep using the Gibetos for the halves because that's the only win condition for them. They both don't have a very good units to transition into, but still, like Georgians have much better units to transition into. Also, I don't think okay, he has gotten Farimba already, so he has 7+7 attack on his camels.
Hey, David Esteban Forero 5742. Hello, greetings from Colombia. Liked and shared. Thank you so much, David. Or or maybe it's David Esteban. I don't know. I don't know. But whichever one it is, you're awesome. Thank you so much. Do I know you perhaps by a different name? Are you familiar with our league already? It's okay if you're not. If you're new, that's in some ways that's even more exciting. But either way is exciting. I was just gonna say that Kitsa has decided that he's pushing out from his sneak, and Raven I think is kind of caught off guard here because Kitsa is sieging Raven's castle. Actually, this gate is going down very quickly. These are Farimba heavy camels now, and yeah, Kitsa needs to repair it, and Raven will spend half the resources to repair this gate. And I don't think he's gonna be able to repair it quickly enough. And the gate goes down. The trebuchets are gonna go down, and the cover is blown. So Raven knows that Keats is back here now.
Did you see the two adjacent castles on the east side of their base? I think right now, like Raven still both have 200 pop, and Raven has a much better position. He needs to stop focusing mainly on the middle part of the map, and he should start pushing from the top side, like send some units light cav into his base, Kitsa's base.
Raven has not really prepared any kind of raiding parties at all, but he has massed some siege weapons to answer Keatsa's fortifications. And Keatsa has tech switched into hand cannons, actually, to deal with this, just because I think he's tired of dealing with the Gabetos. And the hand cannons are firing upon the trebuchets. I don't know how effective that's going to be. So we got some
And
Go on.
yeah, hand cannons are still decent against siege. I think still better. Like so, it shouldn't be a problem for that.
So Raven managing to keep most of his siege weapons alive. Keatsa mired up with fighting cavalry with his hand cannons. Keatsa, however, he has prepared raids behind the base. Raven actually making a couple of stables in the back. Keatsa should be making the stables back here, though. Wonder how many relics each player has. I don't think
Only
Keatsa...
yeah, one relic for X7 and no relics for Kitsa as of now.
Yeah, and there are more relics to be taken, but both these guys are just, like, drawn into the grind. They're fighting very hard for this position in the center.
Yeah, they are using all the resources to push back in the midway. This is the fight of the Central Earth, it seems.
Yep, that's their priority. Raven hasn't even really made it a priority to clear Keatsa out of here. I guess he just saw that there was a castle and decided it wasn't worth the effort. And Keatsa has built a new trebuchet and is attacking Raven's castle in the back. So that'll force Raven to come over here and deal with this at some point. And there's no reason that he couldn't. I mean, it's completely open. He's got a gate here. He can just walk through and shank it. But they're just so drawn in like a black hole to the center.
Yeah, they are trying to like diverge the attention of each other on the different parts of the map, but I think Raven is handling it very well with his like reacting very well to it,
Mm-hmm.
and he's not neither losing his front side. He's trying to push it inch by inch and still managing to keep up the backside clean.
Yeah, I mean, Raven could really just build like 15 light cav, right? Farimba light cav, and just... What's stopping him from getting into Keats's base? Is this open here? I don't think it's
Yeah,
open. It's almost open. He could easily tear down this palisade gate and then just run in and raid a bunch, like you've been saying.
I
But he...
think there is a open place like open tile between houses and trees on the north side where his castle used to be, but
Mm-hmm.
it might be like it's just a visual issue. It might not be open as well.
Keatsa getting the idea to build fortified churches around his economy to improve the efficiency of his villagers. Maybe in that case he'll need fewer villagers to collect the same number of resources, and then he can create more military, and it'll give him an advantage fighting in the center. You can see that Keats has basically given up on cavalry for now. He's essentially making slow units because the battle is taking place in, a base size of 15 to 20 tiles here. So mobility is not as important. He's got the hand cannons to just shoot down anything he doesn't like. And he's crawling forward with towers. The good news for Raven is that Keats is kind of running out of stone. He's got only 285 stone left. Although it seems like there's a little bit more to take, but not very much. Yeah. Not really much more stone for Keatsa to take except this here. So I'd say Keats has probably got 10 more towers in him without using the market. Raven is
Yeah,
only
but
now getting the final infantry armor upgrade. Oof.
I can still see a lot of stone on the map, so they can definitely mine more stone if they scout it or they have it somewhere. But Raven is starting to push Kitsa, and I think apart from that, there should be nothing stopping Raven.
Yeah, where I'm at an hour 18 minutes. Um, Keatsa has this really unbeatable looking army of halberdier and hand cannon.
Oh,
He's pushing in the center. I don't know what your timestamp is. Maybe you're a little bit
yeah,
ahead of
I'm
me.
5 minutes. No, no, I'm like 6 minutes behind, so
Oh
my
no.
purchase is throttling a little bit, I guess.
Oh,
So
all
that's
right.
why I got a little bit behind.
Yeah, Capture Age
But
can struggle on the longer games. It throttles a bit.
yeah, he has a very good army that's unbeatable, you are right, and he has a lot of resources in the bank as well. So it's kind of a stalemate. How long it goes, I don't know. They are both trying to push on the same region, and they are not able to get even 10% of that pushed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like it's like trench warfare.
Yeah, continuously fighting on the same spot since feudal age scout rush. They have been fighting here.
Now tell me what you see of Keats's sneak castle in the corner. What's the status of that castle? Do you think it's secure?
I think yeah, it's right now secured, but as if he if Raven takes care of that castle, he should have a very stable position to push. Also, he's taking like Pizza is taking gold there. That's the resource that he would want to take, seeing he is very low on gold. So I would suggest like Raven should take care of that as soon as he got to know about that position.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I was a little behind, so I can see Kitsa pushing main TC of Raven right now.
Yep. Yeah, from what I can see, Raven is definitely on the defensive now. Keatsa had that very powerful army of hand cannoneers and halberdiers and trebuchets,
Yeah.
and he's just sort of creeping forward slowly and dropping towers.
Also, I don't see him having any bombard cannons right now. He just has traps right now. I don't know in like few minutes if he has that. But and he has tagged into light cab and trying that it's not good against health. So he should just try to raid them with light cab.
Now, what do you think about like a champion, capped ram, and light cav army composition from Raven? Do you think that would be a good choice?
It would have been a good choice if like Kitsa hasn't tagged into hand cannons, but he has already tagged into hand cannons, and it should not be a well matchup right now
Mm-hmm. Could be tough. I mean,
because
the hand cannons are very effective against champions, even with the extra pierce armor.
yeah, and he is already having halves all the time, usually around his hand cannons, and with Saman towers as well. Like light cam won't do much of a threat to hand cannons when he has helps around. So it's I would just say that it would have been a better tech to tech into earlier, but right now it's just that it's too late to tech into that, and he doesn't have much resources to tech into that as well.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I like how this game is literally like expanded to 100% of the map. How many games can you say that about? Like most of the Age of Empires games that I cast, like it's less than 50% of the map that is part of the game. I mean, they might explore 80 to 90% of it, but in terms of like there is pretty much somebody's got a unit or a building within line of sight or of another unit or building, whether it be an enemy unit or building, or whether it be your own units. This is pretty incredible how this Nomad game turned into. Essentially, it started out as a land nomad game, and it's just exploded to occupy the entire map. It's highly chaotic, very fun to cast and watch.
Yeah, this has been the first match I think I have seen this year, which has gone to like 100% of the exploration type. They have everything, unless it's Mr. Yo's match where he has a 1 HP scout he uses to scout the entire map.
Let's take a look at their resources. Yeah, Raven's got 50 on food. He's queued up a big wave of light cav. I think Raven's gonna try to get into Keats's base, but Keatsa is very good at keeping everything walled up and securing the area so Raven can't get in, which is unfortunate for Raven because I think that's what he needs. Raven needs a good raid right now. Keatsa does seem to have an advantage, and he is pushing out across the entire map. He's tech switched into Hussar, and he's spreading out to raid everywhere. Hussar definitely the more appropriate unit, when mobility is required, when you're looking to track down an enemy unit, chase it down and destroy it. Hold on one sec.
So, what time are you in the game right now?
All right, sorry about that, Nagraj. I am at 1 hour and 30 minutes. What time are you at?
Okay, I am 10 minutes behind 120
All
right
right.
now, and
Hmm.
I think if I zoom out, then it should not throttle much. I
Can
guess
you?
after this map, I will have to restart the capture age.
Okay. Can you fast forward a little bit in Capture Age, or does it like will it not let you?
Yeah, it's not letting me because it's throttling. Like I have it on 8x right now, but it's not letting me. So
Mm-hmm.
it's okay. I can try to catch up. Like I know, like it's a kind of GG situation. If you are at that point, let me know because I don't see Raven having win condition right now.
He's definitely behind. I've switched the playback to half speed, perhaps to let you catch up, but also, I mean, maybe it's sort of a foregone conclusion that they kind of slog it out. I know that you're creating content right now, so I definitely want to give you the chance to catch up for the quality of your own content's sake. But it is a pretty big slog right now.
Yeah, it's a slog, definitely. And I can do one thing. I can close capture it and do the remaining of the map on a AOE itself,
Oh,
and that should be
yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe just for this time, for the rest of this game, just because it's a particularly big game. Could be fruitful to do that way. I'm still on half
Yeah.
speed playback, so I'm on 1 hour and 31 minutes and 40 seconds. So whenever you catch up is fine. I'm actually gonna step away real quick, but I'll be right back, and you can just talk about what you see, and I will go on Raven's view lock, I suppose. Be right back.
Yeah. So it's a slugfest here, and Kitsa is pushing the main base. He has lot of halves, lot of hand cannons, and I think he has siege units as well. With siege, he should be able to push very well. And Cavalier are no good match against halves. You can see the mini maps. These they are fighting mainly for this base only. He's pushing south of Raven right now. I think sound is too loud right now for the AoE. Okay, it's good. So he has Hussars. He is trying to raid. So many Savant towers helped him a lot, but he lost his siege. Okay, both are trying to raid. Both are trying to like draw out enemies' uh, willpower to get the win. Both have a like stalemate. I don't. Okay, now it's good. They haven't called the GG. It was a slugfest with both having a stalemate. I think without Savant Towers, Kitsa would not have been able to draw this out along. And he has much better army at the end, like 98 army. He must have been for the cavalry, and with the Aznori cavalry, he has lesser pop space for cavalry. Resource collection, he definitely collected more food and wood, and Raven collected lot of nearly twice the gold of Kitsa, but he didn't really use it well. He should have started raiding Kitsa earlier. Map explored 98%, 95% as Tech Chariot was saying, like it is most explored map by them. And yeah, he has higher will count. Okay, so he got the relics in the end and he had 12 castles. Okay, this was a good map. This was definitely a very long drawn out battle. Now, next map should be this one. Sorry for that. Sorry, I had to switch between Capture Age and Gear.
All right, I am back.
Yeah,
Um,
welcome back.
hopefully you're all caught up now, Nagraj.
Yeah, all caught up, and it was a good game. It was a GG
Okay, yeah, that
from.
was a very good game. Um, as you can see, Kitsa managed to close out the game in the end. Scattered Raven's forces, but Raven fought for a good long while.
Yeah, without Savant Towers, I think Kitsa wouldn't have been able to uh, draw out this much and get the win in the end. So I think Savant Towers helped him a lot.
I think Raven needed to take advantage of his starting position a little bit more. I think he needed
Yeah,
to kind of stonewall Kitsa and try to like box him into the map. I think he needed to go fast Imperial once he built his own castle and push Kitsa that way. Maybe keep some Gabetos handy to kill some scouts, make some monks. Um, I think he could have done a lot of damage that way, but both players wanted to boom and take their time, and so that's what they did. And the result was that Kitsa ended up doing this really devastating Saban Tower, infantry, trebuchet, cavalry push, and it was kind of everybody's nightmare to fight against.
yeah. Also, like you mentioned he had a very good position. Even after reaching him, they nearly reached him at the same time, somewhere around like 30 seconds apart, kind of. And if after that even he just kept sending the light cap in Kitsa's bases, like he would have a much better position. He had much better castles, he had much better position, he had much better resource control, but he didn't took advantage of that. That was the point.
Look at these statistics. They actually had a similar kill to death ratio. Raven killed 1,061 units and lost 1,015. Kitsa killed 1,006 and lost 1,058. So I'm not sure about, you know, the extra the extra 9 units that Raven lost that Kitsa failed to kill. If Raven lost 9 units to wild animals or something like that. Um, much larger army for Kitsa though at the end of 98. Kitsa with more food and wood collected, Raven with more stone and gold collected by a lot actually. And this kind of
Yeah, so
is the tell, right? Because once the game shifted into a primary food and wood composition type units, that was the kind of game that Kitsa would win because he had more of those resources. Whereas Raven had an advantage when it was more about stone and gold.
yeah, so Kitsa was spamming harband, Hassad, and hand cannons. Hand cannons required gold. Apart from that, he didn't require much of gold, so that's why he was more focused on food and wood. And I think Raven was spamming Gibetos, Cavalier, more gold intensive units. That's why he was more focused on gold. And as you mentioned, Kitsa had a larger army. It was due to the unique tech of Aznori cavalry for him.
So Kitsa with superior feudal age advancement, Raven with faster castle age, but only by, well, I guess by just a few seconds, and then Kitsa faster to the imperial age by less than a minute. Um, Kitsa explored 98% of the map and had a research count of 52.
Yeah.
In terms of society statistics, Raven with 12 castles, Kitsa with 7. Raven capturing 3 relics, Kitsa capturing 2. Kitsa with 336 relic gold to Raven's 1800. Kitsa with 172 villager high, Raven 159. Imagine if Raven had built a wonder and just like zoned it into the back corner, built all kinds of defenses, and just did everything he could to keep that wonder alive. Maybe he would never have been able to afford it or last as long, but the wonder takes what, 30 minutes to count down or something like that, maybe less. So, maybe Raven could have held on long enough. We can see the timeline
Yeah,
here.
he
Kitsa
could
just.
have he could have held it on if he like Kitsa doesn't didn't had a sneak TC in the back. With the sneak TC, like I think he would have pressured that with more with siege, and he would have been able to destroy the wonder.
Mm-hmm. And you can see that in the timeline, Kitsa really closing it out in the end.
Yeah.
So let's return to replays now. And we'll go to their other game, which is Lithuanians versus Japanese. Let
Yes.
me load the replay. And I will pause, and you let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready. At 1 second, you can start.
Excellent. So when I'm in, I'll say I'm ready. All right. 3, 2, 1, go. So we've got Kita versus Raven on Hyperrandom, and look at this. Isn't this a weird map? We got these two channels. We got water. We have docks in the corner that they can trade with, and yeah, I mean, this is gonna be kind of interesting. There's no fish. There's no fish at all. I love that. So we may not even see docking, although that would actually be kind of funny to see somebody dock. Well, they would be outraged, but it'd be funny for us casting to see somebody dock and then see that they made a few fishing ships and they can't find any fish at all. Japanese too for Raven. Oof. Raven, you know, being Japanese, he probably, you know, you want to make fishing ships, right? So he's going to be even more tempted. And Kitsa is the Lithuanians. Well, Lithuanians, they're a good hybrid build. They're a good hybrid civilization as well. And this is a king. I don't know if you need to keep this king alive. Do you know if you need to keep the king alive in order to win?
No. This is for scouting purpose only, and it says it's not a regicide mode. They don't need to keep this king alive to be able to win the game.
Well, that's a relief. King can be a big equalizer. Okay, we got the sheep coming in.
It would be funny to see if they are able to scout like the other islands apart from the mainland, because that also has some resources of gold, and one side does not seem to be valuable until like wood is gone, but the east side seems valuable. Southeast side, it
Yeah,
has gold and
it's
wood.
true. There's more gold on this one, on this this edge of the map here. Now Kita falling into the trap. He has built a dock and he is making a fishing ship. So poor Kitsa. Raven has not. Actually, Raven is docking as well. All right, so it's fair for both players. They're going to build a dock, make a fishing ship, and not be able to find any fish. That'll be pretty funny. And it'll be pretty fair. If it was just Kitsa, it would be an advantage for Raven, and if it was just Raven, it would be an advantage for Kitsa. So I guess at the very least they can see that they'll be able to find neutral docks, and that's it. Oh, and there's even a merchant on this dock too. Look at that.
Yeah,
That's good.
these
Got
have the merchants on them, and you can trade with these dogs on the corner. Good thing is like Kitsa only made one fishing ship, and he's trying to scout with that now.
Mm-hmm.
Try to like look for fish, deep sea or shellfish. But I don't know if like you can see Raven has two fishing ships in the queue, so he'll be like
Mm-hmm.
making the fishing ships, and he'll be like, "Where are my fishes
Where are
on
all
this
the
map?"
where are all the fish? Hopefully for Raven's
So,
sake, he cancels that fishing ship when he sees that there are no fish. But I
yeah,
don't think he's gonna.
hopefully he
I don't
does.
think he's gonna do that in time.
Yeah, it's
Oh, he
he
canceled
doesn't.
it. He canceled
He
it. Good for
after
him.
yeah.
Good for him. So they basically both got a single scout on water that cost both of them 250 wood, which is outrageous when you think about it. But they're both down 250 wood, but they both got a harmless scout on the water. So I guess they're on even terms in that way.
Yeah. Also, seeing at their POVs, like Raven has a idea of the I island on the southeast side of this map, but Kitsa doesn't have any idea that there are two islands on the sides.
Yeah, Kate's just creating a circle. He's scouting in a circle around the island with his king, trying to find Raven. And I guess since Raven realizes that there's no fish, he's going to build a barracks instead. And I think he moved some villagers off of wood too. I think they built the mill quickly when he realized he wasn't going to get fish as a source of food income. All right,
Yeah,
so
but Kisa is up to the feudal age fastest. So
it's true. And he's building a barracks now. He's Lithuanians. And he's got a couple of turkeys coming in, and he's starting to wall off. And Kitsa has the barracks, or sorry, Raven has the barracks. Is Raven going to make... Raven is on his way up to the feudal age. Is Raven going to make man-at-arms? Or is he just going to go like some kind of Japanese archer build? I'd love to see Japanese man-at-arms, but I don't know if it's going to happen. Yeah, both these players are looking for fish somewhere. But they're not going to find any.
So I can see like Raven hasn't scouted the opponent yet, so he cannot go for man at. He is going for the man at arms actually.
Oh, yep, there they are. So even though Raven hasn't scouted his opponent, he's still making man-at-arms. Or he's making militia in preparation for man-at-arms, and he has 2 on gold, which is a good man-at-arms build. Actually, Kitsa is showing up here at just the right time. So I don't know if Kitsa saw that militia, but he definitely saw the barracks, which really should surprise literally no one. Of course his opponent's going to make a barracks. If his opponent didn't make a barracks, it would tell him that his opponent was going fast castle. So I guess it would give him some information, but he could probably assume that his opponent is gonna make a barracks for this particular map.
Yeah, but Raven is going in the wrong direction to scout his enemy since he hasn't scouted in his enemy. He was pushing DL with his king scout. He's going in the wrong direction, and I think by the time he gets there, Kitsa will be fully walled.
Yeah, he'll have to build a tower, like right on top of Keats's archery range. Now, I believe that if Keats is smart, he's already going to be making archers from that archery range, because he scouted the barracks. Yeah, he's making an archer. But if Raven could somehow get a tower up, like right on top of this archery range, he shuts down Keats's gold. He shuts down Keats's stone. He shuts down the archery range, mostly. And Keatsa, you know, I guess there's a gold down here, and there's another gold out here, but that could be very brutal. You see, this is the importance of scouting, about knowing what your opponent has, which Raven does not know. He has 4 man-at-arms, and he's just kind of looking around for his opponent, and he can't find him. I think it's because Raven assumed that this was going to be, okay, you know, I'll either send my fire ships left or I'll send my fire ships right. You know, they'll either go clockwise or counterclockwise. My resources are going to be spent doing a naval battle. And now Raven realizes that he actually needed to know where his opponent's town was a little bit more. This could still work out for Raven pretty well. If Kitsa sends archers back here, Raven might be able to sneak a tower up. But Raven doesn't know to build a tower here because he doesn't know this is where Kitsa's resources are. But actually the man-at-arms managed to break in.
Yeah. They
So
had,
it's a spearman.
like, instantly he got the arson tech, and with that being Japanese man-at-arms, they pushed very fast. They were able to bring down the house very early.
So Kitsa, in response, is going to build 2 more houses to the town center, but Raven decides not to push in here. Kitsa has a couple of archers actually in Raven's base, being annoying. These archers do not have fletching yet, so they're not a huge threat, but they can definitely get in his way. Definitely have to villager fight. Okay, so Raven actually picks off a villager on the berries, but he loses 1 man-at-arms, and I think he sees the stone now, but he still doesn't find the gold. If he can find the gold, it's like a no-brainer to drop a tower here, but he just doesn't know about it. No bodkin here. So these archers are kind of struggling to kill the man-at-arms, but they will eventually take them down. And now Raven is going to need something new. So the man-at-arms are expended, and Raven is making archers of his own. I like how Keats made a fire galley just to destroy Raven's dock with. Wait, Keats is... Nagraj, look at this. Kitsa is making fishing ships and building fish traps. Do you see this? This is crazy.
Yes. Yeah, so he thought like this is his plan to have a better economy than Japanese, and I think that's a very good strategy. Since you are completely walled off, you can take the wood and spend it on fishing ships and fish traps since there are no fishes. And it might be a little more investment earlier, but this should have give him more resources. Like he should have a better working rate later.
I agree. I mean, in theory, it's like having two town centers working instead of one, and he's building an eco lead. But you know, it's he could basically for 60 food he could build a farm, or sorry, for 60 wood he could build a farm, or for 75 wood and then an additional 75 wood or 100 wood or something like that. Between 175 and 150 wood, he could build a fishing ship working on a fish trap, which doesn't work as fast but does have a better exchange rate between these two. So I guess what I'm saying is it's a long-term investment. All right, Raven has found the gold now. So it's a long-term investment. So this will give Kitsa a big advantage if the game goes late. But if Raven is able to damage Kitsa significantly before this fishing economy kicks in, then Kitsa will be in big trouble.
Yeah, also important to notice like he's trying to scout the shorelines with his fishing ship that he created, and he might see that he is on fish traps. So after that, he might invest in water as well. Yeah, sees that with his fishing ship, and he might try to invest in water now to not let him full eco bonus, full tree boom on water. But he's up to the castle edge. And he's going with man-at-arms, infantry armor, man-at-arms. I think he'll go long swords, archers in castle edge.
That could work too. And I think your prediction's going to be right because he's got a barracks here. Um, so he is probably going to be making a lot more infantry units in the next stage. Raven is an experienced player in our league. They both are, really, but Raven's going to know that this gold is a huge vulnerability for Kitsa. So he knows that if he goes some slow crawl push, he could really punish it.
Yeah, and Lithuanians skirms won't do much against like I know they have a better moving speed, but still against longswords, I don't think they will be able to damage that much if he's still pressing. And this gold is the main issue, as you mentioned. He doesn't have any gold inside his base apart from that, and that should be the main focus of pressure. Yeah, he's going longswords
Mm-hmm.
right now.
Kitsa
Yes,
needs to get up like right now. Okay, Kitsa is halfway up, so that'll help Kitsa. And what do you think Kitsa does? He probably gets to the castle age and he builds a siege workshop and he makes a mangonel or two. That's probably the play for Kitsa, right? Or does Kitsa have a better option?
Ketsa needs to go full army, like complete into three. Yeah, he already has three range. He needs to go full three range production along with a siege because I can see Raven building a siege workshop already near his base, and he will be pressuring him more on the gold side.
Yep.
So
Siege workshop coming up for Raven. Raven is very good at adapting. He's very flexible. Let's see. I wonder what Raven's choice of siege weapon will be. Looks like he's going to build a scorpion for now. That's smart if your opponent's not castle age yet. If your opponent's castle age, scorpion is not as effective. And yeah, look at this immediate siege workshop for Kitsa. He knows he's got to have it. So this is really Raven needs to push right now. He needs to open this up so that he can have infantry in here running down siege weapons, because if he's outside, his opponent is gonna see, look at this. His opponent's gonna small wall, his opponent's gonna stone wall. to take this down, and he's going to let siege weapons flatten the infantry. And the infantry are in, and Kitsa is in huge trouble. Even if he builds defensive siege, these infantry can run it down. Raven recognizing that this was the exact moment he needed to push before the opponent got a mangonel out, and he does it exactly at the right time.
Also, Raven has two cav archers placed on the wood line that's harassing one archer on the left side of wood line where he can harass. I don't know why he is not attacking, although he should be able to range the villagers. And he has a fishing ship near his docks, so he can see everything what Kitsa is doing.
Yeah, I don't even. I know that Raven could probably see it. I don't know if you're Raven and you see this, you're just like, oh, this is really slowing my opponent down. I better just let my opponent keep doing this. Sometimes you just let your opponent keep making mistakes. I feel that this map was too open to justify the fish trap eco from the fishing ships. I mean, maybe Kita, maybe he felt like he could defend a little bit more definitively, and that these fish traps would pay off in time, but I don't think Raven gave Kitsa the time for these fish traps to pay off.
Yeah, these didn't pay off right now. Like, he has a better eco 55 versus 50 eco, but he definitely don't have a map control, doesn't have army control. Also, I think Raven is wasting his army, letting long swords go under the TC. He can just use them under like Geisen inside the ram and then send it like he's doing it now.
Yeah, agreed. That was a little bit overly zealous there. We should also note that Raven has built another dock, actually. So Raven is thinking about doing something on water to punish Kitsa's fishing traps. The longswords do manage to cut down the mangonel, and Raven is making more. Kitsa has 11 villagers queued up and 2 crossbowmen queued up, and Raven has all kinds of things queued up: longswords, cavalry archers, and a ram.
And he calls out the GG because archers, cavalry archers are on the both wood lines and he cannot take any wood. And without wood, he cannot produce anything. So it was a quick one,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, this is about the average length of an Alchemy League game. They're generally between 30 and 45 minutes each. That last game was twice as long. But it was a good game, and Raven takes a win here against Kitsa. Raven sort of, I think Kitsa played a little bit greedy against Raven and got punished for it. But it was an interesting thing to try, and it may have worked if Raven never scouted this gold. It may have worked, but Raven did eventually find that, and in an Ola Dushek style play, decided to throw everything he had into denying it. Yeah, he's one town center, Raven is. I think that was super smart to go one town center.
Raven had the timing advantages and he took very well control of that. And controlling that gold gave him access to more units, more pressure, and I think it's just fell out of in the pressure.
Let's take a look at the achievements now. So similar kill to death ratio, Raven with a lot more buildings destroyed, and a much larger army, more than twice the size. Raven had more food collected. Kitsa had more wood collected. So after all those fishing ships, Kitsa still didn't collect more food. But he did collect more wood to pay for all the fish traps. Raven collected slightly more gold, about 400 more gold. Kitsa first up to Feudal Age. Raven first up to Castle Age by a good 2 minutes or so, and that's really what made the difference in the game. Map explored, better exploration for and research count for Raven. And Kitsa villager high of 56, Raven villager high of 51, and here's the timeline showing Raven's ascendancy. Well, Nagraj, I've really enjoyed co-casting with you. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to join me. Um, it was a good experience. You had a lot of good insights, and I really appreciate you forgiving me for my technical difficulties.
Thank you for inviting me. It was a good co-cast for me as well. A lot of insights, and also I got to see a lot of maps for the sprint too. So
Yeah, I mean, who
when I
knows?
yeah, so these are I really enjoy this tournament. I think more it's this season it's very good. Like Hyperrandom is extremely good, and you don't know what to expect from the next map. So I really enjoyed it. Also, saw one of the lengthiest games these this year I have seen, and it was a drawn out battle, and you have to scale well. So I think I learned a lot from this as well.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, the Nagraj. We'll catch you again later. And there are more slots available on the schedule in case you want to do this again sometime in the future. So thank you so much, and we're gonna end this. We're gonna end the stream here.
Thank you.
Yep.
Have a
Take
good night.
take care. Bye.
Bye.
Here from from India. So he had some pretty good insights, and we gave him a good chance to get his feet wet and the style of how the league does the casting. Sorry for the technical difficulty at first, where my scenes just disappeared randomly and I couldn't switch to the right one, so we had to restart. And it's well, one of these days, I'm gonna get a cast in for Alchemy League where we have the intro music play and the outro music play, and they're in the same video. That's kind of my goal for casting. And ever since I switched over to the Linux system, the OBS, it's just not quite the same thing as Windows. I don't know if it's like a performance thing. It doesn't quite have the same drivers. It's all the same hardware. Um, Maybe the hardware is just getting older and older, and I just got to upgrade my PC soon. But I think we've been doing a lot better lately. I'll just have to be careful not to have fat fingers and accidentally click something and have various options disappear in my OBS screen. So I really appreciate you guys joining, and